This is Tech for Senior, March 3rd, 2025, episode 256. I'm Hewie Poplock, and I'll be your host today. Ron's here, but he's my co-host, and we do this the first show of every month to give Ron a little time for himself. This is a 1 hour show about technology with a Q&A at the end. Using a teleprompter, it's a little bit slow. Tech Talk and Beyond by Bob, and then Understanding Meta of AI by Ron today. And Fun with Photos, I believe it's IV Cam or 4Cam. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's by Chris. And then I am going to be doing See Eye to Eye and CoPilot history. And then, of course, our music segment with Ray, and then our Q&A on just about on the hour. So we're glad you're here. And let's kind of introduce ourselves here. As I say, I'm Hewie Poplock. This coming Sunday is Tech for Senior, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of the things that are going on. But let's go ahead, Ron. What's new with you today?
Nothing's new with me, but for those of you who may remember Skype, it is going away as of May the 5th. And those of you who subscribe to our newsletter, I'm sure you all do, will have done my quiz about Skype this last week. And that reminds me that we should thank our supporters of the newsletter, which of course is APCUG, which is our new sponsor. We have Geeks on Tour, thank you so much, and the Glendora Seniors Computer Club. All these sponsor that great newsletter that comes out twice a week. There you go. That's all I have to say, Huey.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Bob G, the voice of tech for seniors. What's new with you?
Oh, my internet is back to normal. It only took 2.5 weeks for Comcast to finally realize the problem was on their end, and all the rebooting of my modem didn't do a darn thing to fix the problem. They finally got up on the pole, replaced some equipment, fixed the line problem, and I'm back to normal. So is the rest of that part of my community. They didn't like the video that I put out either. I heard some comments from Comcast, but too bad.
It wasn't anything that wasn't true, correct?
No, it wasn't. Customer service is supposed to be customer service,
Yep.
not reset your modem.
Okay, Bill,
Oh,
our traveling man.
glad to be home.
And for those that don't know, Bill was in France for a week. He didn't like our French fries and went over to France and had French fries.
Exactly. It's all about the food and the drink.
Chris, Geeks on Tour. You had a good show yesterday. What else is happening in your world?
Oh, just 49 days until we're living on a cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
But who's counting?
Unbelievable.
Who?
And that's not all about the food and drink, but that's a big part of it.
Yeah, you better take a scale with you.
That there's one on board, and I think it's
Oh,
pretty accurate.
Okay, this is Tech for Senior, and we're in our 5th year. We're winding up our 5th year. We will be beginning our 6th year. And don't forget, we have a website, and we also do Tech for Senior live on Thursdays. So make sure you join us, believe it or not, on Thursday. And let me move down here. Some other things coming up. There's Stug has their meeting on Wednesday, which is open to all of you. It's on March 5th. The presentation is How the Electric Telegraph Changed the World by J.B. Burke. And JB has presented to Stug before. He is a member of APCUG and does some really good presentations. This one will help you appreciate the telegraph's pivotal role in shaping our modern world, setting the stage for today's digital age. And a lot of people are comparing AI to the change of the telegraph and telephone in people's lives. And then, of course, the Windows SIG is Sunday, March 9th. And please be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, the Tech for Seniors newsletter, and WinSig, or the Windows Special Interest Group, has a newsletter, and I do a Let's Talk AI, and I have a newsletter for that as well. Now a website page is been put up on Hewie.net. The premiere video today will be Resizing Your Photos by Chris. Why do cable companies exist? Ron Brown did that. And Using AI to Make a Video by Bob G. So that's our program for today. And we'll turn it over to Bob now and let him get started for the day.
Here's my Tech Talk and Beyond for the week ending February 28th, 2025. This week's topic, 24-Hour Security Challenge. Secure your entire life in just one day. Secure your entire life in just one day. Embarking on a 24-hour journey to bolster your cybersecurity might sound like a marathon, but with the right steps, you can transform your digital life in just one day. Let's dive into a structured plan to enhance your security across various facets of your daily routine. Hour number 1, morning brew and password overhaul. Start your day with a cup of coffee and a commitment to strengthen your passwords. Utilize a reputable password manager to generate and store complex, unique passwords for all your accounts. This ensures that even if one account is compromised, others remain secure. Hour number 2, enable two-factor authentication. Activate 2FA on all platforms that offer it. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification, making it significantly harder for unauthorized users to access your accounts. Hour number 3, update software and devices. Ensure all your devices, computers, smartphone, tablets are running the latest software versions. Updates often include patches for security vulnerabilities that criminals might exploit. Hour number 4, secure your home network. Change the default login credentials of your router to something more secure. Set a strong Wi-Fi password and consider updating your router's firmware to the latest version. Hour number 5, backup important data. Regular backups protect you against data loss from malware infections or hardware failures. Use external hard drives or reputable cloud services to back up essential files. Hour number 6, review privacy settings on social media. Audit your social media accounts to control who can see your information. Limit the amount of personal data you share publicly to reduce the risk of social engineering attacks. Hour number 7, educate yourself on phishing scams. Learn to recognize common phishing tactics, such as unsolicited emails asking for personal information or containing suspicious links. Being vigilant can prevent many cyber threats. Hour number 8, install reliable security software. Equip your devices with reputable antivirus and anti-malware programs. These tools provide real-time protection against a variety of threats. Number 9, secure your mobile devices. Set up a strong passcode or biometric authentication on your smartphones and tablets. Disable Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when not in use to prevent unauthorized access. Our number 10. Manage browser security. Install browser extensions that enhance security, such as ad blockers and anti-tracking tools. Regularly clear your browser cache and cookies to protect your privacy. Our number 11. Encrypt sensitive communications. Use encrypted messaging apps for confidential conversations. This ensures that only you and the intended recipient can read the messages. Our number 12. Lunch break and reflect. Take a well-deserved break. Reflect on the steps you've taken so far and how they contribute to your overall security posture. Our number 13. Review financial account security. Monitor your bank and credit card accounts for any unauthorized transactions. Set up alerts to notify you of any suspicious activity. Our number 14. Secure your online shopping accounts. Remove saved payment information from online retailers. While it may be convenient, storing payment details increases the risk if the retailer's site is compromised. Our number 15. Implement parental controls. If you have children, set up parental controls on devices they access. This helps protect them from inappropriate content and potential online threats. Our number 16. Audit app permissions. Review the permissions granted to apps on your devices. Disable any unnecessary access to your data or device features. Our number 17. Secure your IoT devices. Change default passwords on Internet of Things devices like smart thermostats, cameras, and speakers. Ensure they are updated to the latest firmware. Our number 18. Plan for device loss. Enable device tracking features and set up remote wipe capabilities. This allows you to locate and erase your device if it's lost or stolen. Our number 19. Educate household members. Share the knowledge you've gained with family members. Ensure everyone understands the importance of cybersecurity and follows best practices. Our number 20. Set up a guest Wi-Fi network. Create a separate Wi-Fi network for guests. This keeps your primary network more secure and limits access to your personal devices. Our number 21. Review cloud storage security. Ensure that your cloud storage accounts are secured with strong passwords and 2FA. Be cautious about what data you store in the cloud. Our number 22. Stay informed. Subscribe to reputable cybersecurity news sources to stay updated on the latest threats and vulnerabilities. Knowledge is a powerful tool in staying secure. Our number 23. Develop an incident response plan. Prepare a plan detailing steps to take in case of a security breach. This includes who to contact, how to isolate affected systems, and how to recover data. Our number 24. Reflect and rest. Congratulations, you've dedicated a full day to securing your digital life. Take a moment to appreciate the proactive steps you've taken to protect yourself and your loved ones. Remember, cybersecurity is an ongoing process. Regularly revisit these steps to maintain a robust security posture. And don't forget to reward yourself for a day well spent, perhaps with another cup of coffee. Stay safe, stay secure, and know you're now surfing the web with a fortified shield. You'll find the video used in today's Tech Talk at the link listed. Did you know Saturn's moon Titan is tiny compared to its massive host, but quite large in its own right. Titan is bigger than the planet Mercury. Eastern gray squirrels can recall the location of the several thousand food caches they make each year, but thankfully they forget a few before they get back to them. Squirrels burying nuts is one of the main sources of tree propagation in the eastern part of North America. Deep beneath the thick ice sheets of Antarctica, there's a mountain range similar in size to the European Alps, called the ℸ𝕝𝕗 Mountains, that have only been seen by humans thanks to the use of radar scanning and other deep-reaching topographical technologies. Just thought you might want to know. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed, thanks to Mahatma Gandhi. What the world never has enough of are volunteers, thanks to yours truly. And that's a wrap for this week's Tech Talk and Beyond. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for reading, watching, and listening.
Bob, that 24 hours of all of the different ways to protect yourself is one of the finest I've ever seen. That is really great. Thank you very much for that. We keep repeating a lot of these things, but people keep falling into them. So we've got to keep doing that. And hopefully
Correct.
you'll take that to heart and do a lot of those things and be very careful. Okay, Ron, it's you. You're up next.
Hey, I've got to show you something really cool. I've been talking to my grandson on WhatsApp, and we've been playing a little game. We've been creating pink elephants picking tulips in a field. So I'm having AI in WhatsApp generate these. We've been having a little fun this afternoon creating fun pictures by using different prompts. It's a lot of fun and involves using AI in Meta. I'm Ron Brown, and this is Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help seniors understand technology and discover AI. I've been making a series now called AI for the Over 50. I'll put the playlist down below, but you too can follow along as we make these videos. Today I want to talk about AI with Meta, because this is a common suite of applications that many people use. And often you don't know that AI is built into this, which works really quite well. Today I want to show you where you can find AI in Meta and some of the things that you can do with it. So in the past videos I've made, we've talked about CoPilot, we've talked about Gemini, and ChatGPT. But today we're going to talk about Meta's artificial intelligence, because AI is becoming a big part of how we interact with technology. And Meta, formerly of course Facebook, is at the forefront of integrating AI into its platforms. Whether you're a casual user, small business owner, or just curious about AI, understanding how Meta uses AI can help you navigate and make most of its features. In this session, we'll break down how AI is used on Meta and how you can take advantage of it. But we need to look at the different platforms. Also, it depends on what country you're in. Certain features will be available depending on your location. So whether you're on mobile, a PC, or what country, it could be different. So I'm going to show you what I have today and how I use AI in Meta. It should be fun. Let's have a look. So just to be clear, one of the reasons I like using Meta is because it's good. It is available on a lot of different services that Meta or Facebook has. And Facebook is very committed, as you saw on the last slide, with a $200 billion data center project in the United States. So it is a big deal for Meta, and it is very good. And it is included with your Facebook account. Now you will find that depending on what country you are in and what services you are using, that you may find it's a little bit different in each area. So today I'm going to concentrate on the 3 ways that I use it and I have available for myself. And I'm going to take you through those. The first, of course, will be what you've already seen on WhatsApp. We're then going to take you to their website and talk about ℏ.ai. And then I'm going to show you on the mobile device on Facebook Messenger how I use AI. So let's have a look at that today. So let's have a look at AI on WhatsApp on my PC. So we're going to look and see how it can be used. So let's have a look over onto the left, and you'll see here is Meta AI. And of course, when we click this, you can see, of course, the images of the elephant that I was talking about. So yes, you can make images, which I'm not going to go into today, but it's easy to do. And you can have some fun sharing them with whoever you're on WhatsApp with. If you come down here, I typed a message in, how can you use AI on WhatsApp? I asked it, what can you do? And it responded by saying you can use AI in WhatsApp through AI-powered chatbots or AI-generated content. And here are a few ways. AI chatbots. Some businesses and organizations have integrated AI-powered chatbots into their WhatsApp accounts. These chatbots can help answer frequently asked questions, provide customer support, or even have personalized recommendations. Number 2, AI-generated content. You can use AI tools to generate content, such as text, images, or videos, and share it with contacts on WhatsApp. However, please note that WhatsApp has guidelines and restrictions on using AI and automation on its platform. Be sure to check out WhatsApp policies before using AI in WhatsApp. So it is here for you. It is available. If you're in WhatsApp, it is also available on the mobile version of WhatsApp. All right, we're now on the website Meta.ai. You can go there simply by clicking Meta.ai in your browser. Now, all the AI programs I've shown you in this series are a little bit different. So let me show you where we are and how this works. So if you look up at the top, you'll see that I'm in a Chrome browser. And I just simply am at Meta.ai. And this is a website. If you look down to the left here, you'll see that I'm signed in. So I would encourage you to sign in. It's part of your Facebook account. Now, if you come over to the right, you can see the language model that they're going to be using. And you'll see here it's a little bit different, but you can have a look at that. And we'll just leave it as the default. And as you come over to the left, you'll see this is Meta AI. And this is a history of some of the things that I've done. Now, they have created for you a few things that you can do just to have some fun. Or at the bottom here, you can ask Meta AI anything. Now, let's just have some fun with this and see a couple of things that we could do. The first thing it says, write a short story for kids. Maybe that's sort of cool for your grandkids. Okay, let's try that. So we're going to click the button here, write a short story, The Adventures of Benny and the Brave Bear. So it wrote a little article for us. Let's add a cover image. We're going to click here and see what happens. AI is going to generate a cover image. And there you go. So you have a cover image and you have a short story about the adventures of Benny and the Brave Bear. Pretty cool, eh? All right, let's come back to Meta.ai. We're back to where we originally were. Well, hold on, not quite. As you can see on the screen, there's some different things Meta AI can do. So each time you come in and log in, it's going to change things around a bit and give you some other ideas that you can do. So let's look at what they've decided this time. The first thing is to create a vacation packing list. Did you know you could do that? Let's have a look and see what we want to take on our trip. As we click this, it now creates a packing list for you, so you can decide what you want to take on your trip. You can edit this, change it, do all sorts of things with it, but it just gives you a darn good idea so you don't have to go and redo this. All right, you can change, make my email sound more professional. You can take your email, change it around, make it sound more professional. Or let's have a look at the image. Imagine an image. Let's click this, and let's have a look. A bear eating dinner. That sounds fun. That we could put that maybe in our short story. Let's have a look here, and it's going to create AI. Is going to take that concept, and it's going to create a whole bunch of images for you that you can use in whatever you want. So here we go. Here's a bunch of images that it create. Remember, you can use these, you can download them. These are your images, and you can use them in your story that you're going to make up and share with your grandson. Should be lots of fun. Okay, now the last thing I wanted to show you, and you can play around with this, you'll have some fun with it. I want you to come over to the left, and I'm going to show you how to get to the editor. If you come over here to the left, you'll come down here and it says open in editor. When we click this, this brings up a blank document for editing. Now, with this, you could import any documents you want. This is a document management part of AI, and you can do you can do a lot of things with this. So I would encourage you to use this. You can save your project or whatever you're doing and export it to whatever word processor you want. The point of this is that it's all included in your Facebook account. So you don't need to go and spend extra money for this pretty full-fledged AI feature in Meta. So I'm now on my Pixel 8 Pro, and we're in Facebook Messenger. So at the top, as you can see here, it says Ask Meta AI for search. And this is what you'll see now as AI is incorporated into Messenger. And as we sort of come along now and move, once we click that, you'll see that they're going to give you some options. Let's look at some of the options. Tips for note-taking, workout playlist, give me a personalization quiz. As we come across now and we play and we look, there's a whole bunch of suggestions. You can choose whatever you want as far as asking Meta AI. They're giving you some suggestions. Now, the other thing that's interesting here is I want you to notice this little button here that's on the right-hand side. This allows you to interact with AI with your voice. And if you click this, and I'm going to just move on, Meta AI now has a voice to get you faster answers. So you can choose some of these selections, but the point is that as we come along here and we now want to ask Meta some information, we can do this through an audio. And let's just see how I do this. And now it's asking, how do I help? And I'm going to ask it a question. And I'm going to ask how to write poetry. I've always wanted to be a poet, right? So I'm going to ask it that, and it's going to come up with some answers for me. Again, I didn't have to type anything in. I was just able to use my voice to get the answers for that. Now, this is if I wanted to ask AI what the best honey is. I can actually type that in, but I'm not a very good typer. So as you see in this situation, I'm typing what is the best honey. And here we find it. And AI now is going to go out and it's going to find what is the best honey, and it's going to come up with the answer for me. So you can use AI in Messenger free of charge on your phone. Pretty cool, eh? And you can either do that as a voice input or a text input. Well, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It is a series that I'm making on AI for the over 50. I'll put the playlist in the link below, and one way you can be sure of keeping up with all the videos we make is by hitting that like and subscribe.
Thanks, Ron. AI is getting more and more a part of everything we do. And that's the Meta AI is one of the better ones that are out there. And there are many, and you're going to be covering most of them in your, or not most of them, but at least a good many of them in your series. It's been a fun series, so thank you for that. Okay, Chris Gould, go ahead. We're not hearing you.
The video today isn't exactly about photos per se, but I think it's a fun one, and it still is about images. People ask us all the time when our videos show the phone, when we're demonstrating the phone, how do we do that? And so this video answers that question and shows you how you can do it with the equipment that you have around the house. Hi, I'm Chris Gould with Geeks on Tour, and I am talking today to the teachers out there, the people who teach others how to use smartphones. And when you either record videos or you do a live presentation over the computer, you need to be able to show a phone screen on the computer screen. Now, there are ways to just share the screen from the phone to the computer using things like Team Viewer or connecting your phone onto a Zoom call and doing screen sharing. But then you don't see the fingers. I think it's really important, especially for newbies, to see what your fingers are doing on the phone. So for that, we've always used something called a document camera. If you've watched our Geeks on Tour videos and you've seen videos of a phone screen being demonstrated, it's because we have this document camera. This is a camera that points down. It's connected to the computer via a USB, and it acts as a separate camera to the computer. So it is seeing all the finger movements. But this is a $180 device. If you have an old phone laying around, it can do the same thing. So if your phone is a camera, number one, you need to be able to have it pointing down. And number two, you need to be able to have the camera viewing on the computer. So here's how we do it now. This is just a stand. Can you see that? It's a stand that holds the phone. So this is my old iPhone. This is my new iPhone. The old iPhone, then, I don't really need anymore. I can use it like a document camera. So this stand holds it in place. Now I need to put it onto the camera to show whatever is underneath it. But just the regular camera won't work because it has all that other stuff around it, you know, the flash and a piece of software called IV Cam. So IV Cam is both an app on the phone, and notice that it pops right up and shows what is underneath it. And you need to realize that the lens on this phone, the camera lens, is like right there. So, whoops. So you got to get that positioned right. And then on the computer, there is also a companion software called IV Cam. And you run that. Now, how is the computer going to be seeing what's on the phone? There's two ways. What I have right now is just using the Wi-Fi. The phone is connected to our household Wi-Fi. The computer is connected to our household Wi-Fi. The phone is running IV Cam. The computer is running IV Cam. So now, whatever I do on the phone can be seen on the computer, and I can be recording what's on the computer as I teach how to use the phone. You can also, if you don't have a good enough Wi-Fi, you can plug it in to USB. So you can have a cable connection to the computer. I prefer the Wi-Fi for two reasons. Number one, you're not always getting power to your phone by connecting the USB to your computer. So if I don't connect to the computer, I can keep the phone powered by having it plugged in just to a power connector. Secondly, if I'm on the Wi-Fi, I can take this phone out of the holder, walk around, and be a roving reporter with the phone as a camera. Another reason that I really like this over and above, I mean, not only can you use a phone instead of a $180 document camera, but I think the phone is better. Watch this. Can you zoom in and say, if I want to show something really in detail, I can zoom in on the phone and show magnified detail of what is happening on the phone. So that's how you can use an old phone as a fancy document camera for teaching smartphones or anything that you would want to demonstrate in real life.
Now, that's how I would use it. And if anybody else does want to do teaching, that's a good way to use it. But did you realize that it could also be used just as a webcam? This is just one of the uses of old phones. You could mount them somewhere in your house, and it can be your security webcam that you can access from anywhere. Back to you.
Thank you. And I think probably every one of us has at least one old phone that we don't use anymore because it's just outdated. This would be a good use for it. Get it out of that drawer and make use of it. That's great. Thank you very much for that. Okay, let's see what we can do next here. See eye to eye virtually with CenterCam. Are you tired of looking like you're not paying attention during video calls? CenterCam offers a revolutionary solution. By placing the camera at eye level, it enhances your presence and fosters genuine connections. Discover how CenterCam can transform your virtual interactions. I'm Hewie Poplock. The problem with traditional webcams: awkward eye contact. Traditional webcams are placed above the screen. This makes it look like you're not paying attention. It can also make it difficult to connect. Unnatural experience: looking at the screen and not the camera feels unnatural. It hinders genuine interaction. This impacts communication. When using an external webcam or even a built-in webcam on a laptop, you're either looking up a nose or looking at the top of someone's head, and their eyes are not in contact with the person at the other end. Introducing CenterCam. Improved eye contact. Look directly at the screen and make eye contact. Enhanced connection. Foster a more natural and engaging video. Professional presence. Project confidence. Capture attention. CenterCam features and benefits: compact design, flexible arm, and a natural feeling. The size is what's important. It is just smaller than a dime. It is 1080p. It also is 30 frames per second. The original CenterCam, which was CenterCam 1, had a flexible arm, uses a flexible gooseneck arm, clip-on attachment, works well on most screens, and HD video, delivers reliable 720p video. CenterCam 2, the evolution. Improved mounting, secure and universal. Sharper images, better sensor and optics. Better integration, smoother setup and compatibility. The CenterCam was an Indiegogo choice, and I signed up for it in November of 2023 with an expected release date and shipping in April of 2024. However, problems with the design and manufacture kept setting it back, and it finally was released in February of 2025, and I received mine in the first batch. The design and mounting system on the CenterCam 1 was original flexible arm with a clip. It requires adjustments on non-standard screens. CenterCam 2, however, has improved the mechanism for secure fit. It reduced movement and better accommodation. The image quality and sensor tech. CenterCam 1 was reliable HD or 720p, adequate sensor in most lighting. CenterCam 2 is sharper, clearer images, better adapted for varied lighting, ease of use, and compatibility. CenterCam 1, simple setup, clip on and call. CenterCam 2, improved firmware and driver support. Here's my two CenterCams on my screen. You'll see the difference in the sizes of the cable. Novel approach in CenterCam 1, that's the one on the right. Some mounting limitations. CenterCam 2 is more robust and versatile. CenterCam 1 versus CenterCam 2. There are some differences. The mounting, as I mentioned, there's a flexible arm on one, and it is an improved clip on two. The image quality is a 720p on one, and CenterCam 2 has 1080. Compatibility, there's broader support in CenterCam 2, and even though CenterCam 1 is thin, CenterCam 2 is thinner. Again, CenterCam 1 is the one on the right, and CenterCam 2 is the one on the left. This is from the box of CenterCam 2. These are some features: 1080p Full HD, rich built-in mono microphone, compatible with Zoom, Teams, Meet, Skype, and WebEx, and it's not affiliated with any of them. There is a 70-degree HFOV, or horizontal field of vision. The fixed focus lens and indicator light. There's a plug and play to Apple, PC, Android, and Linux. There's a 16-inch flex tube, and then there's also a total of 5-foot total USB cord length. And there also is an internal accelerometer which senses top-down or bottom-up orientation automatically, and even side-to-side. So depending upon your monitor and the space in which you're working, you can put it in any of those directions. And like your phone, when you turn your phone around and it changes the view on the screen so it's straight up for you, that's what the accelerometer does with the CenterCam 2. Now, I do have some issues with my CenterCam, and it's much less in the CenterCam 2, and that's the camera and the cable or wire blocks the screen content. So if I'm reading something on the screen, sometimes it becomes very difficult. However, with the Cam 2, the one on the left, you can see that it's much thinner and is much better in order to work around that. This gives you an idea how far down the screen you should go at the various sizes of screens. If you have a 13-inch screen, make it about 3 to 4 inches. And if it's a 40-inch screen, 6 to 8 inches. So it'll depend upon the size of your screen where you place it. So, see eye to eye virtually with CenterCam. I'm Hewie Poplock. I've been using CenterCam for quite a long time. I've had the CenterCam 1 probably a couple of years, And then when I saw that they were coming out with an improved one, I went ahead and got on Indiegogo and ordered it. And that's what I'm using right now. That's what you're seeing me with and it's right in the middle of my screen and I can look right at it. The Center Cam 2 does have a little light, so you know that the camera is on. That was not on the Center Cam 1. You can order either one of them from Amazon, but I would recommend the Center Cam 2. All right, let's go ahead and try one more item from me. During this month's WinSig meeting, we discussed several chatbots. When CoPilot by Microsoft was mentioned, some of the attendees expressed their preferences for CoPilot results, but noted the lack of saved history for later use. I mentioned that I remembered using my history in CoPilot, but couldn't recall how to find it. In this session, I will demonstrate that CoPilot does, in fact, save your history and will show you how to locate and how to use it. This is CoPilot, and I'm using the free version. You'll see I'm signed in. I've already signed in. If I look here, it shows that I'm signed in. It's a free version. We'll come back to this in just a moment. So all it says is, "Hi, Hewie, how can I help?" And down here is where you type in what you want CoPilot to answer. Someone mentioned they couldn't find history in CoPilot. Well, it's quite easy to find if you know how. So let's learn how. You click on the CoPilot icon. When you do, it brings you to this page, which gives you some suggestions, some things to do. But you'll notice now we have a time icon. And if we click that, it brings our history up. And you can scroll down and see all of your history. This version, I've not had a lot of history, but let's take a look at one from last November on resetting the password in Windows 11. I just have to click on that, and it opens up the entire conversation that I had that day with CoPilot. Now, the issue is that there are several conversations in the middle of this. In other words, I switch topics without switching the page. Sometimes that's not a good idea. So what you want to do is just come down here to the plus and click on it and tell it you want new. Now you're starting out with a fresh conversation. And when it saves it, how do I register CoPilot? And it gives you something here. So now let's go ahead and come over here and go back in our history. And you'll see under today is registering for CoPilot. And if I click that plus again, it would add another conversation. So you want to divide the conversations. Don't go from one conversation to the other in the same prompt window. You want to start a new conversation. Now, if you need some help, if you come up here, you'll come down here to FAQ, F-A-Q, or FAQ. When you click it, it will open up your browser and it'll take you to frequently asked questions about CoPilot. And there are several here, but let's take a look at my CoPilot conversations saved. By default, the conversations you have with CoPilot are saved, and you can view and access past conversations. For example, if you created a detailed trip itinerary with CoPilot, the conversation you have will be saved. You can return to and reference that conversation by clicking the time machine icon. That's that little icon that I clicked on from the CoPilot homepage. And so there are several items here that if you have some questions about how CoPilot works and what you need to do with it, go ahead and take a look at the FAQ page. That's it. So again, to find your history, you want to just go to this icon and click on it. And there's your history. Thanks for joining. I'm Hewie Poplock. any of the chat programs, the AI programs, if you're signed in, it will save your history. And then you can go back and take a look at it. So the Meta AI that Ron showed also went back and did show the history. So, but the one in CoPilot is a little harder to find. And Bill, there you go. That's how you do it. And we're running a little bit early, but let's go ahead, Ron, and go ahead with our, let's see, we need to end the YouTube for all those on YouTube. Thank you for joining. You're welcome to come back into Zoom if you'd like for the Q&A. And if not, we'll see you next week or on Thursday for Tech for Senior Live. And what we'd like for you to do is stay with us. And those of you who are on, you will get to hear our outro music presented by our music director, Ray.
Roberta Flack, the voice of timeless elegance. Roberta Flack was an iconic American singer and pianist known for her emotive, genre-blending ballads that spanned R&B, jazz, folk, and pop. Born on February 10, 1937 in Black Mountain, North Carolina, she grew up in Arlington, Virginia, where she played piano and sang in the choir at Lomax African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. Flack excelled at classical piano, and Howard University awarded her a full music scholarship at age 15, making her one of the youngest students ever to enroll there. She eventually changed her major from piano to voice and became an assistant conductor of the university choir. She graduated from Howard University at 19 and began graduate studies in music there. Flack's career took off in the 1970s with a series of hits, including The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Killing Me Softly with His Song, and Feel Like Making Love. She became the first artist to win the Grammy Award for Record of the Year in consecutive years. Now, an interesting bit of trivia is for a time, Flack had an apartment in the Dakota Building in New York City that was right next door to the apartment of Yoko Ono and John Lennon's son, Sean, who referred to Flack as Aunt Roberta. Throughout her career, Flack collaborated with artists like Donny Hathaway and Peabo Bryson, and she continued to influence the music industry with her unique style. She received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2020. In late 2022, it was announced by a spokesperson that Flack had been diagnosed with ALS and had retired from performing. She passed away on February 24, 2025, at the age of 88. Today's musical clip is her major international hit in 1972, winning Grammy Awards for Record of the Year and Song of the Year, with Billboard ranking it as the #1 Hot 100 single of that year.
What a great song. Okay, so much for our Tech for Senior for today. And